Hey, it's Mr. Redstone, and in this video we're going to be working with function notation. Function notation is just another way of classifying an input and output relationship. In this case, we've got a linear function we call f. It takes x as an input. So when I say f of 0, it's saying if x is 0, or your input is 0, what is your output, or what is the y value? So to do that, we find our input of 0, and then we follow it up until we hit the graph. The output would be 6. F of 0 equals 6 means that for an input of 0, your output is 6, or as an ordered pair, 0, 6. For the second example, it's saying the input is -3. So we go over to x equals -3, we go down until we hit the graph, and the output is also -3. Written as an ordered pair, the input of -3 leads to an output of -3. Last question, f of x equals 3. This time we know the output, or we know the y value, and we're trying to figure out the x value that led to it. So we go up to y equals 3, see where it hits the graph, and we look for the corresponding value of x. In this case, it's -1. Written in function notation, we would say f of -1 is equal to 3. As an ordered pair, it would be -1, 3. That's it for that example. Let's look at a more interesting case. This function is a quadratic, and you'll study them later in Algebra 1. I've called it the function g, and it takes x as an input. So for this first case, it says what is the value of g at -2. So we find our input of -2, we follow it up until we hit the graph, and the output is 2. So as an ordered pair, it would be -2, 2. Second example, it says what is the value of the function g when x is 1? So we go over to x equals 1, follow it up, and the y value would be 1/2. The more interesting example here, what input gives you an output of 4.5? So we go up to our graph where y is 4.5, and we go left and we go right. And we see that it hits the graph twice, at -3 and +3. That means there are 2 inputs that lead to an output of 4.5. This is still a function because there is only one output for each input. That's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.